Former President Donald Trump seems to be daring Judge Juan Merchan to put him behind bars. This is because he's been constantly talking about this case through Truth Social. With Trump's hush money trial underway, it's very easy to see that there's something different with this judge. It's come out that Judge Merchan is not allowing Donald Trump to attend the high school graduation of his son, Barron Trump. In addition to that, he's also not allowing him to attend arguments on presidential immunity at the Supreme Court. This has led many critics to believe that Merchan is really out to get Donald Trump with this case. And with the former president firing shot after shot on social media, many detractors believe that it's now time to put him behind bars. This is because they argue that Donald Trump has repeatedly violated the gag order from Judge Merchan. However, many experts believe that despite Donald Trump's blunt criticism of this case and everything around it, Merchan probably won't send him to prison. The reason behind him is that it could very well hand him back the keys to the White House, something that Democrats are completely terrified of. But still, some experts believe that fines can only go so far. Now, before I play this clip, make sure you stay until the end because I have a huge update with Israel that you cannot miss. And all I ask at this point is that you hit the like button for the video. Thank you for sharing this video on Facebook and Twitter. I totally appreciate you guys. Now check this out.
Donald Trump is going to continue talking about this. Will there come a point where these potentially $1,000 fines start to become meaningless and the judge needs to step it up? And if so, how?
Yeah, well, as Vaughn said, the prosecutor said if he does it again, that he should be warned that he'll be jailed. So you're right, $1,000. No, this is the judge now has an opportunity to show who is the judge.
Would he actually go as far as jailing Donald Trump?
You know, I don't understand why he can't. All you have to do is, it's easy for me to say this, but you get the head of the Secret Service in there and say, if I have to incarcerate former President Trump, will you be able to keep him safe?
But what about the political impact of that? I mean, this is a man who has raised money, millions and millions of dollars, plus poll numbers on playing the victim ever since this indictment came down.
Every single time there has been a court case, they have raised money off of it. Every time he has appeared outside of court, they have raised money off of it.
Don't jail him the first time or even the second time. But what does this say about regular people who wouldn't get a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a second chance?
Would you say that Donald Trump is being treated differently?
Of course he is. And we'll find out after lunch. But I think Donald Trump deliberately sort of wants to see how far he can go with this judge right at the beginning.
As you heard, they know what's going to happen if Trump is sent to prison. The outpouring of support will go through the roof. And this is coming from MSNBC of all sources, a network that does not favor Donald Trump at all. Now, we also have to remember what the former president is facing here. He's facing 34 counts of falsifying business records. This is a misdemeanor. But since we're talking about Donald Trump in New York, it was elevated into a felony. Surprise, surprise, right? Now, I'm not sure if they've followed the case with Jean Carroll, but she openly admitted to a felony in court. In fact, she had her unregistered gun taken away from her home. But instead of setting a court date, all she has to do is get a license in New York and she'll be all set. Normal Americans would have been put in jail for the next 4 years if this were to happen to them. But getting back to Donald Trump, it's actually insane just how far this judge is going. It's like he's openly admitting that he's biased against the former president, especially with him saying that Donald Trump can't even attend his own son's high school graduation. Judge Merchan has also warned that if Donald Trump disrupts the hush money trial proceedings, then it's likely that he'll be sent to jail. This led many analysts to believe that Merchan is doing exactly what Donald Trump said he would do, that he's not letting Donald Trump escape this supposed scam trial. Trump also took shots at DA Alvin Bragg, saying that people outside the courthouse are being mugged and killed all day long. It's no secret that New York has been plagued with crime as of late. But Alvin Bragg and AG Letitia James are just way too busy with their war against Donald Trump. That is, if you believed in the former president. Now, while mainstream media is going crazy over Donald Trump, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky is feeling a little bit left out. This is because he found out that President Biden recently had our troops helping Israel shoot down drones and missiles from Iran.
West Asia is on edge, but Ukraine is sensing an opportunity. And this is why we are saying this, because Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is holding up the air attack on Israel as an example of why his country needs help from its allies to ward off similar threats. Zelensky has also condemned Iran's drone and missile attack on Israel. The US Congress is yet to approve a vital aid package that is lying blocked for months due to political wrangling.
Modern aviation has proved its effectiveness. Modern air defense systems are capable of protecting life. This was demonstrated in the Middle East, when aviation and air defense shot down Iranian missiles and drones that were directed at Israel. The whole world sees what real protection is, sees that it is possible.
The Russian missile and drone attacks have been pounding Ukrainian energy infrastructure since mid-March, prompting Kiev to issue increasingly desperate calls for air defense help. Ukraine's top commander says Russian forces are advancing to capture the town of Chasiv Yar by May 9th. He has warned that this will set the stage for an important battle for control of high ground at the east, where Russia is focusing its assault. Chasiv Yar in Donetsk region lies 10 kilometers from Bakhmut, the devastated city captured by Russian forces last May after months of bloody fighting. According to high-ranking Ukrainian officers, the situation on the front lines is grim. Ukraine says it urgently needs 26 Patriot systems to cover the country's territory in full. However, Western allies have been reluctant to send additional air defenses to Kiev. This year, Ukraine tried to find a pressure point to strike back against the Russian forces, using domestically produced long-range drones to bomb oil facilities deep inside Russia.
Now, as some of you may be aware of already, Iran sent over 300 drones and missiles to Israel, 99% of which were actually shot down. This apparently made Zelensky jealous because they're not giving that much help in the Ukraine right now. In fact, it wasn't just the US that helped in defending Israel. France and the UK also pitched in and participated in Israel's defense. From this, Zelensky said that unity among allies is not only possible, but 100% effective. He said that the same should be done for his country so that they too can defend themselves from terrorism. He also added that just like Israel, Ukraine is also not a member of NATO. Zelensky also noted that terror must be defeated completely and everywhere, not just in some places more than others. Now, with that being said, House Speaker Mike Johnson is now planning to push a national security spending package that's aimed to help other countries. Many critics of this plan say that it's not really tied to national security since we're sending out billions of dollars to other countries instead of our own. The package is expected to be worth around $95 billion, with a majority of it going over to Ukraine. This is welcome news for Zelensky, who has time and time again warned that they need this money. He's basically said that if America doesn't give them this aid, then they're going to lose this war to Russia. It's also expected that money will be sent to Israel as well as other allies of our country. Critics of Speaker Mike Johnson say that this is not what we need. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has been outspoken about the possibility of just removing Mike Johnson from his position, especially if funding will be provided for everyone else except our border. The crisis over there is almost at a tipping point, with experts saying that the American people are very much fed up with the lack of initiatives from our lawmakers. But what are you guys' thoughts on this? There are some who expect Donald Trump to try and shoot down this new plan. Some say that it's possible that he's too busy with his legal problems that he's not going to have much time on his hands to deal with anything else. Now, as far as I know, I'll continue to do the work for you guys to keep you guys informed. But in the meantime, I want to thank y'all for hitting the like button for the video. Thank you for sharing these videos on social media. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next video.